Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? It's Riptide807 here. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. So, it's been about 2 days, probably 3 days once this video goes up, since Season 7 dropped, and I just wanted to give some of my first impressions of the season so far. I've put about 7 or 8 hours, I think, into the season, and I've got a few things to say. For the most part, it's good, but I definitely am concerned with some things this season. So let's jump straight into this. So starting with the good, surprisingly, shocking no one, the music this season is absolutely phenomenal, as per usual. I swear to God, Embark is a music producing studio disguised as a game dev studio. So I've got no complaints there. All the tracks are super unique. I love both styles. I love the CNS music and the VIA music. And yeah, I mean, it's the finals music. Come on. It's always good. So next up on the list for the good is the new map. The new map is incredibly unique. I was worried that maps were getting a little stale recently due to like a lot of the maps being arena based. Like you had season 4, you had Fortune Stadium, and then you had season 5. Bernal was pretty good, but it also, I don't know, it didn't stand out in too many ways. And then season 6, obviously we didn't have, a actual proper new map. We just had the Vegas remake, which, don't get me wrong, was very much needed, but this map feels incredibly unique, and it's just so the finals core, I guess you could say. Like it's like one side VIA, one side CNS. You have that sick like rift divide thing in the middle that separates the two parts of the map, and both parts of the map do a very good job at conveying like the theme of the sponsors. The CNS side is like breathtakingly gorgeous, and then you just have the VIA side, which is like all, dystopian and, clean and all that. So a very good new map. I really enjoy the look of the map. So far, I've only played on the map a handful of times, so I don't truly know how the map is going to play in the long run, but so far the map has played fairly well. It's a larger map. It's definitely on the larger side, so sometimes you get like, spread outness, or sometimes I have noticed actually that on this map, a lot of the times, the round will like run out of time before we even get to the final like $18,000 cash outs, just because it's like so spread out. And since a lot of the buildings have like a ton of floors and choke points and flanks and stuff, a lot of the times the team fights on the map last a lot longer. But it's definitely a fresh map, and yeah, so far I have no complaints about that. The next thing I want to talk about is the Battle Pass. Now, I know this is a very mixed thing in the community right now, but I didn't want to really talk about the Battle Pass itself. All I have to say about the new Battle Pass is that it's great. It is absolutely fantastic. It is easily one of the best Battle Passes I think we have ever gotten. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was the whole Ultimate Edition thing. Now, I've seen a lot of mixed response from the whole Ultimate Edition thing online, where it's like some people, don't care, and then others kind of are worried that this is like the first sign that Embark is going to start like going down the Call of Duty path, and we're going to start seeing like, $100 skins or whatever. But I don't really think this is the case. Embark has proven so far consistently that they are like very pro-consumer. They give us tons of free currency, they give you tons of free cosmetics and stuff. And some people have to remember that in this very same season, sure, we got the Ultimate Edition, which is just kind of, whatever. Me personally, I don't really care too much about it. But you also got to remember that with this Ultimate Edition thing dropping, Embark has also dropped Legacy Battle Passes, which means, it is official, Battle Passes do not expire, which is absolutely massive for the game. So the way I see it is like this is like a trade-off in a way, or it's like a trade. Think about it that way. It's like Embark is like, hey, we'll give you access to all the previous battle passes if you missed out on them. For the most part, obviously you don't get the multi-bucks or the bonus pages to kind of give the OG owners of the battle pass some respect in that aspect. But it's like, we'll give you this, but in return, we're gonna start having this Ultimate Edition of the current battle passes to, you know, let's not beat around the bush here. It's to make a bit more money. You know, the finals is a free-to-play game. They need to monetize things to make money. So ultimately, that's how I see it. It's a trade, and it's a pretty damn good trade, in my opinion. Now, obviously, we will have to wait and see. I could eat my own words here. In the next few seasons, Embark could just really start pushing monetization too hard, and, you know, we could see something like Call of Duty or Apex or something like that, where you're paying $500 for an heirloom or something. But honestly, if this is as far as they go, I think we'll be fine. I personally did not buy the Ultimate Battle Pass thing, primarily just because, you know, I didn't really care too much about it, but I did want to talk about it. And then finally, for the good, I want to just talk about the general quality of life features they have given us this season. Mainly just the reduction of the grind in most modes, which I can really appreciate as somebody who pushes for Emerald every single season. You know, it can really be painful sometimes, and, you know, I didn't think 2 win points for a loss would make that big of a difference, but mentally it just feels so much better to just gain at least a few points versus none. For, you know, sometimes those matches, they drag on for, you know, 10, 12 minutes, and then you just get nothing out of it because you place last, and it feels really bad. I do still think they could give just a few more points for placing like 4th and 3rd, but overall I think that's a huge thing, and it's also great that they did that for quick play as well. And I also can't forget that they did they reduced the VR grind very heavily, which is very good for new players, so shout out to them for that. And then the other quality of life thing I want to touch on is the audio changes. Now, the changes they made to the audio, absolutely massive W. I have been able to hear enemy footsteps so much better. I don't know if that's placebo or what, but I swear to God, I am able to tell when people are above me, below me, behind me. I can hear them almost perfectly. So the audio team at Embark that managed to get that fixed, great work. But now I kind of want to shift a little bit to the bad aspects of the season. I'm gonna kind of throw these two in the same category. So the lack of new weapons and the lack of balance changes. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't think, or they think like, you know, it's like they don't have to add new guns every season. But just in these few days, I've realized it's like, damn, I think they kind of need to add new guns every season, because it's like, I don't know if this is just a me thing. Maybe you can let me know down in the comments if this is just a me thing, but new weapons are like my favorite piece of content in a finals season. I don't know what it is, it's just I love having access to like new weapons that, you know, feel unique, because the finals does a great job adding new weapons. You know, every weapon has a very unique gimmick, and I feel like they really missed the opportunity here to drop some weapons. I'm not saying they have to drop 3 weapons every season, but I feel like this season could have been a good opportunity to help medium and heavy catch up to light, because light has 2 more weapons than the medium and heavy class right now. And I feel like this season could have been a good opportunity to drop a medium and heavy weapon to help them catch back up in terms of light's weaponry right now. Like, I know light players would have been pissed, but it's like we gotta get medium and heavy caught up to them eventually, at least in my opinion. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know. I feel like the lack of weapons has really been a bummer for me personally, but let me know what you think down below. And Up next, I want to talk about the lack of balance changes this season. I was super excited to read the patch notes and see what the devs had changed this season, only to find that they changed almost nothing. Like, yeah, they gave some weapons some small buffs. Embark, shout out to whoever gave the 93R that mag buff. That is, I've literally been saying forever, that is all that thing needs, and I'm pretty sure it is in like pretty much a perfect state at this point. And then, besides that, I mean, there was not a lot of very impactful balance changes. I mean, there was like a small LH1 buff, there were some gadget buffs, and then, of course, there was the, infamous Sledgehammer nerf, which, I don't really feel too bad about that. I thought the Sledgehammer was pretty obnoxious, especially when you're playing light, but it's like, it was kind of whatever, but... Yeah, so I was really disappointed by the lack of balance changes. I feel like I get that the weapons are in a relatively good state right now, but I really, really think like these seasons can be more engaging if we, just switch things up a bit. I know like you should be trying to make the game balanced, but I feel like they should have taken some of the weaker weapons, like some of the bottom barrel weapons, and just made them better and just like switched up the meta a little bit, because the meta is a little stale right now. And that actually transitions perfectly into my next point, which is the new gadgets. And I'm putting these in the bad category because I need to rant. I'm mainly ranting about the H+ infuser and the healing thing for heavy. The breach drill for medium's cool. I actually enjoy using that thing. I love putting that, like, when somebody's chasing me, I love putting that on like a door or something and flashing them. It's really funny. But the healing gadgets are where like my nerves really lie. So I am going to be 100% honest. We are 2 days into the season, and I am already so annoyed at this healing meta, dude. Oh my god, it is so obnoxious when you run into a team that's a light with the healing gun, a medium with healing beam, and a heavy with that healing thing. It's like, I swear to god, I feel like I'm back in Hyperscape. It's like the time to kill for the game has like tripled when you fight that team. And I feel like this is gonna get super obnoxious super fast if Embark does not address this in some way. Basically, what I want to see them do is tone down certain aspects of the new gadgets, like the H+ infuser. Just make it heal a little less health overall. I know it's only 20 bullets, but it's like, oh, it feels like sometimes, it just feels so bad sometimes when you're fighting an enemy. They go around the corner for literally like 0.25 seconds and their light shoots them and all of a sudden they're back and it's full health. It's like, that just feels really bad overall. And then the healing emitter is just, oh my god, when you get a heavy that's just like camping like behind some barricades or something and he just has that stupid fucking thing behind there, he literally genuinely feels unkillable. So I would like to just see them toned down. And plus, I feel like the gadgets are better than the healing beam in general, which I feel like, call me a little crazy, I feel like a gadget should not be stronger than a specialization. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that is just my personal opinion on that. I don't know. It's just the new healing gadgets. I feel like it's gonna get super old super fast. Just having all these teams running like the unkillable team comp, basically. So far, I've seen a lot of double light medium in World Tour or double light heavy, and oh my god, if they're both running that healing gun, it is like the biggest headache on the planet. So I really hope Embark takes a look at these new gadgets, or the new healing gadgets, and just, works them to be a bit better and a little less annoying. But yeah, overall, that is my thoughts on Season 7. I definitely think this is like a more low-key season. Like, we're just kind of, Embark's about to go on their summer break. They wanted to just drop something a little more on the down low, nothing crazy. But I definitely think the quality of life features that they added are great, and the new map is awesome and all that. But man, it is rough having a new season that has no weapons and like barely any balance changes. It's like the weapon meta is the exact same as last season. So yeah, and I hope Embark takes a look at the gadgets. But yeah, that's all I got. Those are my first impressions of season 7. If I had to give it a number rating, I'd probably give it like a I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. We'll say that, like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. If Embark makes some more balance changes throughout the season and, you know, tweaks the gadgets to be less annoying, then I will increase my rating. But yeah, that is my first impressions of season 7. Thanks all for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is a very different style of content than you're probably used to, but if you stuck around this long, then I really appreciate it, and hope you all have a good day. Peace out.